Good morning and a very warm welcome here in Gibraltar to day 2 of the 2018 Netball Europe Open Challenge. We're here again today at the Victoria Stadium with our 5 teams competing over this weekend. Gibraltar, Israel and Republic of Ireland, joined by our 2 most recent members, the Isle of Man and UAE. Day 1 got off to a flying start yesterday with the Isle of Man overcoming a strong UAE 57-47 in the opening match, before our host Gibraltar defeated Israel 64-23 with the backing of a very vocal home crowd, which added to the support. I'm Lynn Carpenter, and today I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by Chloe CD. Chloe, Media Officer for Gibraltar and Surrey Storm, welcome today.
Thank you.
Now, we saw the starting day yesterday. Israel have already taken to the court, suffered quite a heavy defeat against Gibraltar, who were very strong. Ireland, first time out today. What do you think we're likely to see?
Well, Ireland have always been a very strong team within the competition, and Israel have been sort of developing over the past few years since coming in 2012. So I'm not sure how it would go. Ireland are ranked fairly much above Israel. So we'll just see how it goes, I guess.
So in terms of the teams as they're coming out, we can see the Israel squad up on the screen in front of us. So let me tell you, if you are joining us here in sunny Gibraltar, who are the starting 7 for the Israeli team. In it, goal shooter and captain is Komar, goal attack Gordon, wing attack Lieberman, in at centre Halet, wing defence Clements, goal defence Click, and goalkeeper Kupchak. So starting almost with the 7 they started with yesterday. What do you think Israel will be looking to do today, Chloe?
I feel maybe they would be trying to put sort of get as strong of a team out there as possible from the very beginning. We've got players like Nomi Kumar, who's been there from the very beginning. She's a very, very strong player for Israel, and you can notice that on court. So I feel maybe they will be pushing their strongest players up against Ireland today.
And of course, Komar suffered quite a serious knock to the face yesterday, came off early in the match, and unfortunately, I think it knocked their confidence slightly.
Yeah, the first few minutes of the match yesterday, they were quite strong and they were almost goal for goal with Gibraltar, but after she came off, I feel their confidence was knocked a bit and they started dropping in terms of points.
So let's look at their opponents today. Very experienced team, as the viewers back home will be recognising. So Republic of Ireland start today. In at goal shooter Hines, goal attack Gallagher, wing attack Stevenson, in at centre Neve Murphy, Jeffries in at wing defence, their captain and very experienced player with over 80 caps, Slater, in at goal defence, and goalkeeper is Sinnott. So as you can see, the teams are lining up shortly to take to the court. In terms of caps, we talked yesterday about Israel being a relatively new and young squad. They're rebuilding for the future. As opposed to Ireland, we see a lot of experience there, Chloe, today.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the experience of players like Jan Haynes and Genevieve Slater. They've been there for quite a while, so I feel that makes them a lot stronger. They've also got quite a few new players, so it'll be interesting to see how they contribute to the team as well.
So as you can see, the teams are coming onto the court. It's a busy schedule down here in Gibraltar today, and whilst it may be a working day in some places, I hope you're having a duvet day back home. We've got 4 brilliant games to bring you live today. So whether you're here in the region or somewhere around the global netball family, please tune in. Clearly we start here at 9:30, Israel v Ireland, and then back shortly afterwards to see host Gibraltar take on UAE at 11:30. Have a bit of a break during the day, and then back this evening, UAE against Israel at 5 o'clock, and Ireland take on the Isle of Man at 7. So, packed day of netball.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see how it all sort of develops as the day goes on, as Israel and Ireland are both playing 2 matches, so it'll be quite interesting to see that.
And we will be welcoming Genevieve Slater into the commentary box for the next game, so it'll be great to hear from her and see how she found the match this morning.
Absolutely.
So we'll be shortly taking control of the game. Umpires for the game today are Ian Fuller, Nadine Zammit and Kate Stevenson. And remember, if you are watching back home, give us a mention, tune in and let us know what you're thinking of the netball, if your team's playing, who your favourite player is. You can join the netball conversation, use our hashtag NEOpen, and we'll do our best to give you a comment and acknowledge that you're here with us. So here we go, Victoria Stadium in Gibraltar. Shortly to get underway once the umpires release the game. And here we go. Always a good moment for the ball player, bring it in, and Ireland take the first centre pass.
Yeah.
Good turnover by Kupchik, but one straight back. Gallagher, relatively new in the Ireland scene. Viewers will recognise the tall, strong Jan Hines in there.
She's always such a strong player on court.
Vice captain and the most capped player in the squad, 85 caps.
Yeah, and you can tell that she has that experience when she takes to the court. It really brings up the level of the game.
Komar. Slater supporting down the court to Hines. With Murphy in at centre.
And there she is again. She's very consistent.
If you heard that at home, we had a little bit of interference on there. But Komar again driving the baseline really effectively, linking well with the centre. Tall arms of Slater bringing it back out again. Murphy. Ireland do have some newer players in their squad this tournament.
Another goal from Jan Hines.
Israel will be wanting to get on the score sheet here.
Yeah.
Hallett at centre for Israel had a really strong game yesterday.
Yeah, she absolutely did. She had quite a few really good moments against Gibraltar and it was quite nice to see.
Well kept in there by Hines. Israel putting good pressure on here, not making it easy for Ireland to get the ball in. But that takes Ireland's score to 4. Israel still to get on the sheet. Oh, great hands in there.
Oh.
Unlucky there by Glick. Really got in strong. One of the younger players of Israel, I think she was only 16 last month.
Yeah, she's still really young and you can tell that she's put in a lot of work to be here today. And that interception was brilliant.
Komar wins the ball. Lieberman. She'll be disappointed.
Yeah. She's had a couple of shots that haven't quite made it in, so we'll see if that changes in a little bit.
Good pressure by Israel, not letting Ireland run away with the ball there, making them work for it.
Ooh, unlucky. Ooh.
Good hands by Kupchik. Well, there is a bit of a height difference, but Israel are really putting a good team pressure on Ireland.
Yeah.
just need to settle.
Because it can be quite easy to just blame the lack of height, but they're just fighting for every ball, and it makes for a much more interesting game, I feel.
Good interplay between Gordon and Komar.
Yeah.
Good rebound. And there we go. 4-1 here in Gibraltar.
I think Israel will really be looking to convert this centre pass to sort of keep themselves in the game.
Good pick up by youngster Glick. Both shooters playing quite a rotating game outside, having to do a lot of work with the island pressure. Good choice there by Khaled. And as you said, they did score off the centre pass, 4-2. What can they do?
It's a very quick play from Ireland just to get that straight in.
Lieberman. Komar is part of what they call the netball dynasty in Israel.
And you can see why. She has a huge amount of experience and she's a very good player. Unfortunately, she just missed that one, but generally she's very strong, and it makes a huge difference to the squad when she's on the court.
We've frequently seen in this side that there's more than one Komar sister playing.
Yeah.
Just one this time. Nomi said yesterday she's been the most valuable player for the whole of the tournament for the last 2 years across all teams, which is quite an achievement.
Absolutely, but you can see that she's a very strong player, and I really enjoy watching her play, to be honest.
Eve Murphy finds Gallagher under the post. Great run in by her. So Republic of Ireland taking a bit of a lead at this early stage in this game, 7-2. What can they do with the... Unfortunate there.
Yeah, it's a bit of an unlucky knock. But they're already working hard to get that ball back, so it's quite nice to see that they don't just give up.
No, Ireland definitely having to work very hard.
Yeah.
Combination there in the circle of Click and Kupchak again today, really putting pressure on.
And we saw that yesterday as well. At the very start of the Gibraltar match, they came out very strong and they sort of held Gibraltar off for a fair few minutes.
It's great pressure again by Glick.
She's so young, but she's such a strong player on this squad. I feel she makes a huge difference in the defence circle.
Gallagher there scoring again for the Republic of Ireland. She has 7 brothers.
Oh God.
Took up netball because the brothers couldn't play.
To be honest, if I
That's
had
what
7
she said.
brothers, I would do that as well.
Oh, good pressure there by Ireland. Sinnott to bring the ball out.
Bit of a long ball over there, but I feel that Ireland won't give it up very easily at this point.
We think about bringing young players through. We're talking about the Israel team rebuilding here, and there's some real youth in their side, which is great. But netball is not always about the youth, as we know. Sinnott, who's on the court for Republic of Ireland at goalkeeper, only took up netball at 27. And here she is playing for a national side.
Never too late to start.
That's better by Nomi. She'll be pleased.
Yeah.
9-2 the score. Just under 7 minutes of this first quarter here. Still remaining. Really good pressure by Kupchak and Glick again.
Yeah. And Jan can always score the balls even if she's far out, which is a bit unfortunate for Israel, but it's quite lucky for Ireland that she's such a strong player.
Just missed that opening under the post there. Komar.
Ooh, that was unlucky.
Great reactions there by Gordon.
Brilliant play.
So 10-4, 6 in at the moment.
It's a great stretch from
Glick having, as we were saying, a really good game in Israeli defence. Hellet, just a bit too much for Gordon there. Great rebound. Oh, unlucky Glick. Good reactions there by Niamh Murphy.
Yeah.
Only just returned to international duty for Ireland shortly after giving birth to a son in February. It's great to have you back. 74 caps to her credit.
Yeah. You can see the experience as well that she has, that she brings to the team.
Hellet finding Komar. You just need to be patient here.
Yeah.
Oh. Ireland now 12, Israel 5, 4 minutes to go. It would be almost a slightly different scoreline had Israel just scored a couple more of those early goals. It would have been a lot closer. Match is quite balanced.
Yeah, generally up and down the court they are very balanced. It's just they've been unlucky in missing a few of their shots. And Ireland's defence, they clearly just go for that rebound.
Yeah, a combination of Sinnott and Slater in there doing a great job on the rebounds. Hines. Stevenson back into post, nice interplay. Understanding between Gallagher and Hines. Great ball. Hines scores again. 14-5, just 3 minutes to go. Israel working hard.
They have a great ball movement around the goal third.
Great ball. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, they never really try to force the balls in. They just wait and they pass it around until they can find a gap, which I think works really well for them.
Komar almost got the rebound there. Gallagher.
There was a great pass in, quick and straight into the net.
So although Gallagher, this is her first time in the squad, so first time playing an international with Hines, you wouldn't notice that from the quality of play.
They're very in tune with each other. Like they know when the pass is coming. So I feel they must have bonded a lot over their training sessions and gelled well as a team. You can see that bond between the two, that understanding that usually comes with a lot of experience of playing together, but they've managed to build it up and portray it well on court today.
So a real gap now developing in this first quarter.
Yeah.
12 goes in at this moment in time, just about a minute and a half to go. Hines is going to make that 13. Just need to clean it up a little bit. Watch the arms.
Yeah.
Great ball. Finding Hines under the post.
Yeah.
pretty commanding performance by Ireland so far, Chloe.
Yeah, absolutely. They've taken control of the game very early on. And just generally they've just kept it up, and they haven't let up or sort of given any leeway for Israel to catch up. And every single rebound, every single ball that might have been fumbled, they are in there and they're getting it back down to the shooters.
So Gordon take the penalty, going to let Komar take it. Yep. So good one to be closing out the quarter on. And they do another one. Great interplay. Lieberman into Komar. She's got time.
Oh, was unlucky.
I think sometimes as players there's not always quite the awareness of just how long is left on the clock.
Yeah.
Good effort. So as we end this great first quarter here in Gibraltar Netball Europe Open Challenge Day 2, you can see that the Republic of Ireland have taken quite a commanding lead, 19 goals to Israel's 6. So we'll see the two teams going into quarter time. Expect to see some changes?
I think maybe Ireland might keep going as they are. I'm not very sure how Israel will go. I think they put on their strongest squad from the very beginning, so they might just keep it as they are. So we'll just have to see.
We were talking yesterday about they've got joint coach arrangement in Israel, and one of their joint coaches, Sham Berman, is also on the team sheet, as is Robin Ginsberg, who's also the team manager. So we talk about people multitasking in netball, and I think it recognises the fact that Israel are rebuilding, that they're having got 12 players at this moment in time that they've been able to bring, so they've had to have some cover. Looks like there could be some changes, so we'll wait to get the official information through from the bench.
It seems there'll be a lot of changes from Israel.
Commentator's nightmare.
I was just thinking that. I was just getting used to who was on.
So it looks like Duffy is coming on at goal attack. We'll wait for the official note there. So probably not surprising that they're the running change. A good start by Gallagher for Ireland in her first international.
Absolutely. I mean, she's really kept her calm. I think I would be a bundle of nerves at this point, but she's really kept her calm and she's playing a really good game of netball.
Team White, Nadine Zammit from Gibraltar and Ian Fuller from England.
Yeah.
Reserve umpire there, Kate Stevenson.
I mean, they work so hard, so I feel they don't get enough credit.
Well, we talk about netball being a team sport, and it absolutely is. There's the team on the court, there's the bench, there's everybody who supports around, and Team White is equally as important as anybody else, and you're absolutely right to acknowledge them. We are a team, and we can't do with any element of the team not performing, and the umpires today are having a great game.
Absolutely. I mean, and I know the amount of work that they put in just to get themselves in terms of the fitness to this level and to keep up their standards. I absolutely have a lot of respect for Team White.
We're all umpires when we're on the court, but none of us actually want to pick up a whistle and do it. I wonder why that is. Credit to them all.
Yeah.
So it looks like there is a team sheet coming in to the bench, and we'll be given that shortly by magic of the running around the sports stadium. So what do you think Israel need to do now to come back in this game?
Maybe when they get down to their post, try and score. Well, obviously they have been trying, but just make sure that it goes in and fight for every rebound. I feel that makes a huge difference, and like they've been so close so many times, and maybe if they just fought a little bit more for that rebound, the score might be a lot different.
We saw them yesterday come out in the third quarter against Gibraltar really strongly, and there was hardly anything in it between the two teams in that quarter. So Israel have definitely got the ability. They probably don't yet have the experience with such a young team, and playing teams like Ireland, who are ranked 22nd in the world, so they are really pushing for top 15. And the team, like all the teams here, they have to pay for their travel and their accommodation and all the training themselves. Ireland also have to contribute towards the coaches and the team managers, because there is no funding in Ireland for the sport. So the commitment from all teams and all players who play in tournaments like this is just phenomenal. So Ian Fuller brings the ball out to start the second quarter here. Ireland centre pass. Murphy.
Great defence from Douglas.
Good lean by.
Yeah.
Glick there. Unlucky.
Perhaps if she'd left it just a little bit, it might have been Israel's throw-in.
Tall figure of Duffy on there at goal attack now for Ireland.
I mean, height does make quite a bit of difference, especially in the defence and shooting circles.
Great defence by Israel. They're not making it easy for Ireland. They're having to fight for every ball. So as you can see, Hines has come off. Gallagher's gone to goal shooter. Komar now out at goal attack.
Israel have such great movement.
See what Komar can do.
Now both defenders are out, so
great goal.
straight in.
So Israel take the first goal this quarter. They'll be pleased with that on Republic of Ireland centre pass.
I really think again they'll just be looking to convert this one. And it always brings such an amount of confidence when you scored and then it's your centre pass.
Yeah, but good hands by Murphy picking up that tip into the circle. Footwork there by Duffy called. Picked up.
Great hands.
Komar takes a lot of the ball leads in there.
That was a really great long shot in.
So if you're watching from home and you've noticed we've got a new wing attack on at Ireland, it says Higginbotham on the back of her dress, but of course it isn't. It's Guthridge who's on at wing attack here. So a new combination in attack for Ireland.
Great hands there from Glick.
Levins now on at centre. Again, position she had yesterday, did really well at that. Gordon, as you can see, at wing attack.
Some great defensive pressure there from Ireland, forcing her to sort of go.
So a really good start to this quarter by Israel. 3-0 to them.
I was just thinking that they're really putting on a strong performance right now. And I feel their confidence as a team is starting to build as a result. So, and I feel just confidence makes such a huge difference on court.
So nearly 5 minutes gone in this quarter, and Ireland yet to score. So very good start defensively for Israel.
Yeah.
19-9 the score. So Duffy first shot at goal.
That was a really clean shot in.
Guthridge. Again, the new combination there of Kerr and Glick at the back, still putting a huge amount of pressure on Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the defensive pressure coming off from Israel. They're really just not making it easy for Ireland at all. Oh, just a little.
Looks like Murphy may have picked up knock. You can see that Ireland have come to the tournament with only 9 players, which is going to be a bit challenging if they do have a couple of injuries.
There's an overswap there between centre and wing attack.
I wonder if their coach Joan Young has thought to put herself down on the team list.
At this point, I might be considering it. But yeah, with such a small squad, I mean, I would be quite worried about injuries. They're a very strong team, so they might not need that full 12. So it's always nice to have.
So Republic 21, Israel 9. Pretty much level in this quarter. Great turnover again in that circle. Glick having a really good game. Well picked up by Gordon. Great ball, great run into that circle.
Such a strong opening to the quarter for Israel, really. I feel maybe the changes they made at quarter time really helped.
Yeah, so 4-4 this quarter, although we've still got a 12-goal gap. So a lot for Israel to reflect on in a really positive way. Zilma. Take Israel to 11 goals, Republic of Ireland 22. That's a bit too much there for Gallagher to get a hand on. So Kerr will bring it out for Israel.
I feel maybe Ireland is starting to feel that pressure that's coming from Israel. Very strong pressure there from Ireland in terms of defence.
Omar. Very positive role model as captain as well. Really supportive of the team. Omar looking to swing the ball round.
Brilliant block there.
Good play by Komar, just couldn't quite get it in.
Oh, unlucky there. She almost had it.
I bring the ball down. Oh. Kerr again. Only recently rejoined Israel after her national service. Great, and very pleased she is to be back.
And she's making a fantastic contribution to the squad in this match. I mean, they made a good contribution as well yesterday, but this match I feel she's really shining.
Just a few unforced errors coming in by both sides. And Levens do to Komar. Nice swing. Oh, great rebound. Similar to... Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Having worked so hard, they'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
They didn't get the goal.
That was a really great play all the way up to the end. I feel they were just a bit unlucky though.
As you can see, Stevenson's back on at wing attack, and Guthridge has gone to centre to cover for Murphy. Ireland. Gordon. Nice play between Zimmer and Gordon. Great shot.
Lovely shot.
So 5 minutes left in this quarter till half time. Ireland leading 23, Israel 12.
Yeah, just a bit of an incorrect centre pass, I think. Though. Just a bit too much power in that pass, I feel.
Yeah, good pressure again by Cohen Glick in the Israel defending circle.
I think so far Israel should be really proud of their second quarter performance. I think maybe they'll be looking to keep this combination, as I feel it's really working for them. Ooh, almost there, that really long shot.
So pretty even this quarter, 6-7 to Ireland. And another Israel interception, really good transition. And Comer level the score. She can indeed. So 23 against Israel's 13. But in terms of the quarter score, it's all level. So I wonder how the game would be at this moment had the combinations worked this way round for Israel. They had a bit more luck on the shooting. And with that goal, they're actually in the lead this quarter, although as you can see, 23-14 overall, 9 goals in it. So really good performance by Israel this quarter. They're going to be delighted by that.
I feel Israel are bringing a really strong game up and down the court the whole way from their defence, their mid-court, all the way up to their shooters. I feel this combination that's on right now is really working for them.
Gordon did well to help that. Oh, nice. Well done. So Israel, 14-24, Republic of Ireland. Great pressure. Evans finding Gordon. Oh, just unfortunate. Good defence by Slater.
Whoop. And she's up.
And won the penalty pass their way. Oh, good hands there by Guthridge, chasing the ball down. Omar closes the gap back to single figures. Ireland on 24, Israel 15. Their centre pass, so Can they get one closer?
Ooh, almost.
Oh, unlucky. And it's that where they're on the cusp of just really making an impact.
Yeah.
And there was perhaps an enforced error, perhaps showing that lack of experience we know this team has. But what potential for the future?
Absolutely, I mean, they've come on so strong. I'm really impressed with their second quarter performance.
And there again, that's the second attack by Ireland that Israel have put so much pressure on. They've turned the ball over, won it back.
They're doing such a great job bringing it up the court. Their passes are generally really safe and they're very strong.
I hear coaches saying a lot of the time, look after the ball, and that's exactly what they're doing, apart from...
Ooh, unlucky though.
There, unfortunately. Now, just over 20 seconds on the clock remaining. Now they're going to be able to get it down. 5, so they've got to get it in the circle, get it in for a shot, put it up. Yes!
That was so good.
So, in what has been a really great quarter for Israel, the teams take to the bench for half-time with Ireland on 24, Israel on 17. So as you can see from that score, that was really Israel's quarter.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible performance from them. I feel they even surpassed their own expectations, judging by the looks on their faces right now.
Yeah, they've got every right to be very pleased, as we can see in there. They clearly are aware they took that quarter, and what a great performance. Ireland will be disappointed.
Yeah, I think they should, not that they should be, but just that Israel put out such a strong performance that I would be a little bit worried if I was Ireland. They're coming out strong, and I mean, it's showing in the change in the score.
Viewers will recognise the tall, strong with Murphy in at centre.
Initiate again.
Good rebound.
Too late to start.
That's better by Naomi. She'll be pleased.
Lucky.
Great reactions there by Gordon. Oh, unlucky Glick. Then back into post, nice interplay. Understanding between Gallagher and Hines. So Duffy for a shot at goal. Reflect on in a really positive way. Zilmer. As you can see, Stevenson's nice play between Zilmer and Gordon. Great shot.
Lovely shot.
Had the combinations worked this way around for Israel. They had a bit more luck on the shooting. Omar closes the gap. Really good, safe netball, looked after the ball, brought it down the court strongly, found good shooting positions, and as we can see, has had a major impact in the game. 18-6 at quarter time. So they took that quarter 11-6, which is quite a dominating performance by Israel.
I mean, I feel if they can keep that up towards the end of the game, Ireland will be a little bit concerned that they might not even take the win.
So they pulled back 5 in that quarter. Will be interesting to see if they stay with that combination from an Israel perspective. Be interesting whether Ireland have any options if Murphy has taken a significant knock, whether she'll be able to come back on, take any further part in the game.
I mean, I feel like that made a big difference in terms of the confidence of the players on court when she came off. We'll see how the next quarter really develops.
So day 2 here in Gibraltar, the Netball Europe Open Challenge event well underway. We've got a whole netball fest to bring you today. 4 games to play. Teams are playing twice over the period of today. So Israel-Ireland clearly on at the moment. We'll be following the Gibraltar against UAE game going out live at 11:30 this morning. And then later on this evening, UAE play again against Israel 5 o'clock, and Ireland will take on Isle of Man at 7. So a full day of netball. Will be interesting to see how Ireland recover and come back with only 9 in the squad, as we say. A bit of a challenge for them.
Yeah, I mean, and even in any case, two matches in one day is exhausting. So especially at this level. And I feel maybe they thought Israel might be a bit of an easier match than it's turning out to be. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform later on.
We're just having a look to see if we can see any obvious changes. It doesn't look like Hines is getting ready to take to the court, so maybe sticking with this combination. Sometimes that's a good tactic by the coach to give players confidence to stay and try to work through the challenges they've just had.
Yeah, and then they've already settled into their combinations in this last quarter, so if they can just develop that and just continue building in the next quarter, it might be easier to just keep the same players on.
So we'll know shortly when the teams come back on. So lots of excitement here in Gibraltar, Chloe, for the event this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I've generally been away at uni, but I've been seeing all over the social media just people in town taking pictures with the display that we have in one of the local shops, and it's just been an incredible amount of support from everyone back home.
And Gibraltar gets an incredible amount of support from the government here. We'll be joined by the Sports Minister later on. We had the Lieutenant General, Sir Eddie Davis, here yesterday. Huge recognition of women's sport in Gibraltar.
Yeah, absolutely. Netball is the biggest women's sport in Gibraltar right now, and I feel that shows in the level of support that we get from the local authorities, from the government, and just the public in general. Like yesterday when they came out, the stands were absolutely full, and it's really nice to see, and it's nice for the players to have that support.
And we understand at Netball Europe that Gibraltar is beginning to think seriously about a bid for the Netball World Youth Cup in 2025. How exciting would that be?
I think that would be a huge step forward for Gibraltar in terms of our development. Our players at under 17 level have been very strong over the past couple of years. They won silver at Belfast last year, they won gold in Gibraltar the year before, so I feel they're just looking to stick to that standard and keep developing and moving forward. So it would be interesting to see what happens. And
big challenge for Gibraltar Netball Association. 20 teams coming. If you were successful in landing the Netball World Youth Cup, massive pressures, as we know, on any governing body.
I mean, that is a huge amount of pressure, but if I know the women in the committee, they put in so much work and they are so dedicated to helping build and develop the sport that I feel anything is possible with them.
Well, we've known Moira Gomez, who's president of Gibraltar for many, many years.
Yeah.
She's on the mic today in the stadium. So again, this whole thing about volunteers wearing so many different hats.
I mean, everyone here has been helping out with every little thing, running around like headless chickens up and down, really. I came in yesterday and they've been non-stop for days at this point, and I think they're doing a really good job with just organising the whole thing and getting everything in order and making sure all the teams are sort of ready to take to the court at the level that they are.
And this is, as we know, rightly so, 4 international ranking games. Yeah, this is international standard. These players are playing at the peak of their the peak of their sport, and it's been run as a full kind of, the whole international feel around it. And I think sometimes there's an underestimation of how much countries like Gibraltar, and we also have countries in the region very similar, who don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the support, yet they're able to bring out and play to this level and to run a tournament effectively.
Yeah, I mean, everyone involved in the Gibraltar Netball Association, we're all volunteers. No one really gets paid for all the services that they provide for the sport, and I feel that they really deserve a lot of credit because they're putting on an excellent show here.
So probably not surprisingly, we see Jan Hines take to the court again for Ireland.
I mean, I thought that would be a really good choice for Ireland to make, given the quarter they just had.
What can Israel do?
She wanted that ball.
Good hands by Komar, defending down the court.
I mean, even attack players, if the ball's not yours, you're a defender.
Absolutely.
Great pressure there, made that little error.
Stevenson call for footwork. What can Israel do now to look after the ball?
Oh, unlucky there. I mean, it's just clear from the way that they're playing how much every single player on that court wants the ball.
Great. She's such a target in there for the attack, Hines.
Yeah.
So Guthridge centre.
I guess there's a reason why she's...
Oh, great hands. So, literally a game of different quarters. Hines back on. Republic of Ireland just pulling away slightly again. They lead 27 goals to Israel 17.
I mean, I feel the experience that Jan Hines brings to the court makes a huge difference for Ireland, not just in their level of play, but in the confidence that they have in her. And I guess there's a reason why she's the most capped player on that squad.
With that experience comes confidence, and confidence in her players around her. See Zilma equal to it though. Good goal by her. Takes Israel to 18. 9 behind at this moment in time. Good goal again by Hines. Smiling, so obviously happy with the way this quarter's going.
Yeah.
Fortunate.
It was a very fortunate call for Israel at that moment. Brilliant shot in.
Characteristic miss, but good rebound by Duffy.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of pressure that Cole really brought that pressure on her, and I feel it showed in that little uncharacteristic miss. It was a brilliant interception there.
Slater read that ball really well.
Yeah. I mean, she really read that situation.
Nice step in by Hines. 30 Republic of Ireland now, Israel 19. So some interesting changes at half time by Israel, going back to some of the combinations that are on court. In the first quarter, talk about those when we see Israel come down. Hines again. Seeing that defender clicking Curran now up against formidable Hines. Lieberman back on at wing attack for Israel. Hallett on at centre. Good hands there.
Nice movement around the circle there from Lieberman. Just couldn't quite catch that rebound.
So Sinnott now out at wing defence. Easy for Ireland. Good hands there, good pressure by Clements.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky. Great ball in, vision by Stevenson. 32 now plays 19. So almost back to the way the play went in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I feel there's a reason why they brought these combinations back on court. I mean, they really worked for them in the first quarter. Maybe the combinations in the second quarter weren't quite so developed, or I'm not very sure what it was, but something just wasn't working for Ireland, and Israel played an amazing quarter, and now I feel they're coming back and trying to build that lead up again.
Great pass by Lieberman there, finding Komar. Takes them to 20. It's going to be difficult for Ireland. Guthridge indicating she's got an ankle injury. Murphy all right to come back on? Definitely very lean. Murphy seems to have recovered from her knock earlier, which is good for Ireland. Good choice of option.
Yeah, she was free and they saw that opportunity and absolutely took it.
14 goal the gap now. Israel will be disappointed. They pulled it back to 7 at half time. Made some interesting changes. Went back to structures that the combinations they had in the first quarter, not quite working as well as it was for them.
Yeah. I feel maybe they should have kept more the combinations that were clearly working very well in the second quarter.
Great.
Nice ball in.
Yep. Not clear where the ball is, but great again. Understanding between Murphy and Hines. Found the pressure, there's space in there. Lieberman. Oh, long hands of Slater. All over that ball. Great. Cut through by Zilmer. Oh,
that was
so unlucky.
That could have so easily gone in. Guess that just wasn't meant to be for Israel at that point.
So Jeffrey's there, back at goalkeeper now for Ireland.
That's great defensive pressure from Israel there.
Both Hines and Duffy wanting the ball.
I feel the height really worked in their favour at that point. Israel were really applying that defensive pressure on both shooters.
Great pick up by Komar. So what can they do here on their attack? Hallett looking for Komar.
Maybe we should jump just like a split second after. Might have been a really excellent block.
Great goal. It's great to see so much positive camaraderie on the court, even though they're extremely competitive, both teams, as you'd expect. We talk about the netball family and really believe that.
No, I honestly do believe that netball anywhere, no matter what team you play for, it's all one big family, and you can see that we're all friends off the court.
And that's a better period of play for Israel. Still trailing Ireland 36-23, but pulled it back those last few minutes. But that's great movement and understanding between Murphy and Hines.
Yeah. They generally do have that really good connection on court. But a bit unlucky there for Israel, but...
Oh, see where that ball was going. So creeping up towards 40. Ireland now on 38. 15 goals ahead of Israel. Definitely a little bit tougher in there for Glick and Kerr at the back. But pinpoint accuracy of the balls coming into Hines, really difficult to get your hands on.
Yeah, she's such a strong player. I've been saying it the whole match. And she just makes such a huge difference to the Irish squad.
Unlucky there. Sinnott just offside. Again, hands to every ball.
I mean, neither team want to give this up at all, and you can just tell how much they want it. Great option there from...
She read that well, Sinnott.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bit too much power though.
Zilmer. Yes.
Lovely shot
24
there.
goals now, Israel. Ireland 39. Their centre pass. Israel still putting really good pressure on them. Nice back door by Hines.
Great option there to just leave it and to go out and take that throw in.
So Komar with the confident shot, happy with that.
Yeah, I would be as well if I made that shot.
Great awareness pick up. Zilmer, better timing there by Slater, got a tip to the ball.
And that was a really well-read situation.
Nice. Duffy, good pressure though by Kerr.
And she has such a great lean. She's like right in there.
Oh, unlucky. It's not setting the centre pass. Called by the umpire. Just a little bit too much for... Good pressure though by Kerr. Really gave Hines no room there under the post.
The defence from Israel has been really, really strong right now.
So we're moving towards the last few seconds of this quarter. Ireland leading 41-25. I
think Israel are really looking to get this ball in. Lovely shot there.
I'm pleased with that. Now, just 15 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time, as we know, from netball.
Yeah, I think Ireland will be pretty desperate to get this ball in before the
Great ball. They've got to get it in. Oh. So as the teams take to the bench at the end of the three-quarter time here in Gibraltar, Ireland have stepped up their lead quite significantly, now 42 playing 26. So very different quarter there from the two teams, Chloe.
Yeah, I feel maybe Ireland and Israel both going back to a lot of the combinations we saw in the first quarter played a lot more in Ireland's favour than Israel's. I feel maybe Israel should have kept the same combinations they had for the second one, as that really worked for them. They were able to close that gap significantly, but Ireland have managed to pull away now, and I'm not quite sure how they'd catch up at this point.
Well, if we looked at the quarter scores, Ireland scored 18 in the first and the third quarter, the one we just saw, and kept to only 6 in that second quarter, which is a tremendous effort by Israel. Israel 6, 11 and 9, so fairly consistent in that quarter, but just couldn't make any inroads into the attacking end of Ireland.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland's attack is really, really strong, especially with Hines there. She brings that level of experience that makes a world of difference in that shooting circle. And maybe Israel, they have a very young squad, and I feel maybe they don't have quite the same amount of experience that the Irish players do. And you know, with experience comes confidence, and confidence is what makes all the difference on court, really. But still a tremendous effort from Israel so far. They've been playing really well, and I feel maybe a lot of teams underestimate them, but they're bringing it out, and they're not letting anything go by, and they really want it. And you can see, and you can tell they really just enjoy the game, and it's always lovely to see it when the players are enjoying what they're doing.
And of course, these teams have games later on today. So Israel playing again at 5, Ireland again at 7. Different competition, obviously, but you can see that there was some changes happening on the Israel bench. So possibly the coach recognising that this isn't going to be something they're going to close. It looks like Comar's coming off, maybe saving her legs for a little bit later on. Sensible decision by the coaches.
Yeah, I feel that's quite a good decision. She's had such a hell of a game, really. She's doing really well. I really like that combination between her and Zoma in the shooting circle for the last 2 quarters, and we'll just see how it works now in the final quarter, now that she's coming off.
And Ireland, as we know, have only been able to bring 9 players to the tournament this weekend, so haven't got a huge amount of bench to run. It's going to be quite interesting to see what they bring to the court. Clearly, you'd argue that this game is probably theirs. Nothing's ever final until the final whistle, as we know, but you would argue the scoreline 16 in it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think maybe it's a bit too much of a gap for Israel to close fully and sort of take that lead. But, you know, nothing is certain, but I do feel that Ireland can take it a little bit easier now and save themselves for later. So I know they have a match against UAE. Yeah. So it'll just be really interesting to see how this quarter develops, and if any of the teams will be saving their best players for their matches later on today.
So Ireland, Gibraltar and Israel know each other quite well, played over a number of years here at Netball Europe. Isle of Man and UAE are 2 new member countries, so we saw them play each other yesterday, but haven't come up against any of our more experienced countries so far.
Yeah, and it's quite difficult to gauge where they're at, as they only played each other, so it will be really interesting to see how they play later on today.
So a great game so far for the start of day 2. Ireland to start this last quarter leading 42-26 against Israel. They've opted to leave Hines on this one.
Yeah, it was like straight in really for Ireland. It was a very strong start to the quarter.
Oh, good hands by Slater putting pressure on. Zilma. Confident shot. 43-27. Great pressure in there.
Israel's defense just keeps going from strength to strength, really.
The placing of the ball is really effective. It's almost minimum effort needed because they've placed it so well.
I mean, yeah, they do have like those safe passes that coaches always tell you to look for, and they tend to know where every player will be, and it just works quite nicely for them. Unfortunate there.
So Murphy brings long one down to Duffy. Space wide to Stevenson. Nice swing around the circle. She just had a little look at her player to say, oh, what happened there?
Yeah.
You missed the ball. So as we can see, we've got Gordon back on now. Goal attack in there with Zuma shooter.
And that really nice option there. Unfortunately, just slightly offside.
Lieberman on at wing attack. Levin's back on at centre. And we've got Kerr rejoining the game at goalkeeper for Israel. And Kerr has gone to Kupchik joining at goalkeeper, sorry, and Kerr at goal defence.
I mean, great pressure there from Kupchik, really forcing Hines out.
Yeah, she played well. Duffy looking at the umpire, but umpire deemed that to be absolutely fine. Coach might be saying, rather than look at the umpire, go and get the ball.
Yeah. I mean, nothing is for certain until the umpire's whistle blows, really, so you just have to keep playing that game. Lovely ball in there.
So 44 plays 28. Again, a good quarter so far for Israel. They're keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, and I feel they're slowly gaining confidence in how they've managed to turn over quite a few balls at this point. And yeah, I mean, they're playing really well.
So 3-2 in the quarter. Interestingly, the second and this quarter so far, Israel really competed well. Nice play. Gordon back in there at goal attack. Oh, unlucky.
Oh, such good hands in there from Slater.
Nice. Feeding himself into the post. Now what can Israel do here with their defence? Kupchik and Kerr at the back. Levin's linking one there. Jeffrey's just a little bit too close.
Oh, unlucky, just couldn't quite get the height on that ball.
Good awareness by Stevenson. Nice long ball. Kupchik just perhaps needs to give herself a little bit more space around. Hines in there. which is called for footwork. Hines, so Israel have got another chance here.
Slater's always in there, just batting the ball out of their hands practically.
Stevenson's coming off for Guthridge. Oh, good hands there. Held ball by Zilmer, and a great shot.
Yep.
29 against 48. Just over halfway left here in this first game of 4 today.
I feel Israel now will really be looking to get to that 30 on the scoreboard. Oh, just unlucky though.
It's really important. We hear coaches saying all the time that even when there is a relatively significant gap in the score, teams will still have their own individual targets.
Yeah.
They'll be out on court to do a particular job the coaches are asking them to do. Difficult when the scoreline is so great.
I mean, it does get a bit disheartening at times when you're losing by a huge gap, but Israel are playing their own game and they're playing it well. And I feel they should be really proud of the score that they're achieving so far.
Well, this quarter again, 4-all so far.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're playing their own game and it shows.
It's good defence there. No options for Israel. Very effective wall of white.
Absolutely. They applied a really strong defensive pressure at that point and it really worked out in their favour. Nice grab there. Oh, almost.
So we get a penalty. So what can Gordon do? Unfortunate. I think if we had the shooting stats for the game, it would be a bit of a compelling story that they are creating opportunities, but just not necessarily always finishing them off. They'll be disappointed on some of those.
Yeah, I mean, I feel if they scored every single ball that made it into their shooting circle, the scoreline would be way different. I feel they do make it down to the end more consistently than Ireland, perhaps, but they just can't seem to finish it off, which is very unfortunate for Israel.
Oh, unlucky again. So still 18 the difference in this quarter. So here's where, very well played there by Levens. I don't think that is Ireland were expecting that.
Unlucky though.
So 5 to go in the first game here. Oh, great vision.
Almost.
It doesn't seem like anyone wants it today. Shrug of the shoulders. Oh, Slater says, okay, I'll have it and give it to Hines then. Lovely. Smiling at each other. Good camaraderie on the court. So 49 plays 30. Duffy takes to the bench, and we have Gallagher back on. The last few minutes. Unfortunate offside.
Yeah.
Oof. Placement there, perhaps not quite as accurate as Gallagher would have liked.
Yeah.
Here come Israel. What can they do here? Silma said, I'll have it, thank you. Great goal.
It was a really great play down there around the mid-court players around the shooting circle.
Oh, well played. Well fought in there by Lieberman.
Oh, unlucky there, just placement. Maybe got a bit overexcited.
So a low scoring quarter this one, 7-5 in the quarter so far. Can Gallagher make it one more? She can, so they now hit 50 goals for Ireland.
Making it to the next sort of tens always make such a huge difference in terms of just
big
the
psychological impact.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Levens couldn't quite keep it in. So the last few attacks now, 3 minutes on the clock. Lots of positives for both teams. I think Israel look at their second and fourth quarter in particular and be pleased with that. Perhaps less so with cutting down the opportunities in the first and third.
Yeah, I mean, I feel so far in the second and fourth quarter they've been doing such a great job in creating those opportunities for themselves and getting those balls, just generally making such a huge difference to their scoreline. Yeah, they should be very proud of how they're playing. And as a country, they've really developed a lot over the past few years. It's just nice to see, you know, how far they've come, and interesting to see how far they'll go.
Oh, great reading of the game there by Jeffries. Good pressure on. What's she do from there? She'll have a go. Oh, unlucky.
Almost.
Nice play again by Hines. 53-31. Into the last minute and a half of this game now. She'll have another go.
She rarely misses. She's such a strong shooter. I think Ireland are looking to sort of get this one in as quickly as possible to make sure that they get it in, but Israel's defence is so strong that they're really keeping them out.
So whilst we don't have a vote on player of the match, we can have an opinion. What would you say, or who would you say has been outstanding today, Chloe?
I mean, for Ireland, I mean, Hines has sort of been there, and she has really upped the level of the match from their perspective. But from Israel, I would really say any of their defence players who played today could easily take player of the match. They've been extraordinary, and they've made that huge difference in terms of turnovers and interceptions.
So we've got literally the last few seconds. Can they score?
Unlucky
unfortunate. And there we go. What a great game. A game of two halves, in fact. We see Ireland taking to the court for the first time in this event, take the win against Israel, 56 goals to 31. Really interesting game. Thoughts on it?
This is the first time that Ireland has come out, like you said, and they've come to a really strong start. And this is Israel's second game, and I feel they put on a much stronger performance today than they did yesterday. And I don't know, it will be really interesting to see how the next few matches develop for both teams, because they've both put out a really strong performance, and it's been lovely to watch, really.
And as usual, as we find in the netball family, teams coming in together to thank each other at the game, which is part of the spirit of our great sport.
I always find this part, it's really lovely to see when two teams who have just gone at it against each other, they just come together, and it just shows, you know, we're all friends off the court, and we're all part of one netball family worldwide. So, very fortunate call for Israel at that moment. Brilliant shot in.
Down by Duffy.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of pressure that found that goal.
First quarter. Talk about those when we see Israel come down. Hines again.
Yeah, very well in the second quarter.
Great.
Nice ball in.
Click and Kerr at the back. But pinpoint accuracy of the balls coming into Hines. She just had a little look at her player. To do a particular job the coaches are asking them to do. Difficult when Stater says, okay, I'll have it and give it to Hines then. Lovely.
Maybe got a bit overexcited.
So a low scoring quarter this one, 7-5 in the quarter so far. Can Gallagher make it one more? She can. So
Hines has sort of been there, and she has really upped the level of the match from their perspective. But
31. I'm sure there'll be lots of discussion after the game. Great to have you here with us today, Chloe. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Special thanks, of course, as always, go to all the team here at Victoria Stadium and our hosts, Gibraltar Netball Association, our partners, Gib Media and QTV